All right. Now, this is something that should have been done in algebra. Uh, it probably wasn't. But anyway, it's something that you need to know again if you're going to take trig. Now, if I give you an equation, I'm just making this one up for an example here. We have two different variables in this. If I say I want one definite solution, there's a problem. I mean, look at it. If you add two numbers, you get 10. Is it 8 plus 2? Is it 5 plus 5? Is it 1 plus 9? There isn't any one specific solution. If you have two variables in one equation, you can't get a definite answer. There's a bunch of answers possible. And that's why we graph something like this. It shows every combination of numbers that makes this true. So if you have two variables in one equation, you cannot get a specific answer. But what if I were to tell you with another equation, x equals 2? If I give you a second equation, this is a pretty simple equation, it's just x equals 2, but if x is 2, we know for sure that y has to be 8. So if you have two variables, you need two equations to get an answer. If you have three variables, you need three equations. If you need four variables, you need four equations to get a definite answer. These are called systems of equations. Now, in algebra, you would have done just two variable and two equation systems. If you take trig next year, you'll do three. So we'll just go over the ones that you should have seen in algebra. Now, this method is called elimination. And you'll see why in a minute here. You notice your x's are lined up vertically. They're on top of each other. Your y's are lined up. Your equal signs are lined up vertically. Your plain old numbers without any variables are lined up. What you do, what the goal is here, and the first few here are the easier ones, because one of the variables will just cancel out if you add. 8 plus -8 cancels right out. Now, if you're doing this on your own, don't physically destroy them. You're going to need these equations again. So we'll add the rest of it now. 8 plus 7, 15x, 0 plus 30 equals 30. Hey, I can get a nice, neat answer now. We divide by 15. X is 2. Now, when you solve a system of equations, you need a solution for both variables. So after you get your first one, what you do is you go back, and this is why I said don't destroy these, and just pick one of them. It doesn't matter which one you pick. You will get the same answer for y either way. I'm going to pick the top just because there's no minus, there's no negative. And I've said x is 2. So you're going to substitute 2 in for x, but keep y as y. 8 times 2 is 16. Remember, that's what parentheses mean, multiply. Two-step equation, minus 16. 0 minus 16, negative 16, divide by 8. Y is negative 2. And on delta math, they make you type it in like an ordered pair, like a coordinate on a grid. And just remember, x comes before y in the alphabet, so you got to put your x first, then your y. Number 2, same thing. These y's will cancel right out right from the beginning. 2x plus 1x, 3x. 8 plus negative 23, which is basically 8 minus 23, negative 15. Hey, I can get a nice, neat answer for x here. It's negative 5. Now again, go back, pick out either one of the original equations. Doesn't matter which one. Either one will get you the exact same value for y, assuming you don't make a mistake. I'm going to choose the top one. There's no minuses. Doesn't matter, though. I could have done the bottom. 2 times negative 5 plus 9y equals 8. That's negative 10. Oops. There we go. I want to get y alone, so I'm going to add the 10. Divide by 9. 2. And remember, if this is delta math, put the x first, then the y. I don't have a ton of time to do this whole thing. I want to show you one, number 4 here. It doesn't always have to be the y's that cancel. 8 plus negative 5, 8 minus 5 doesn't cancel, it's 3. But negative 1x plus positive 1x will. 8 minus 5, 3y equals 3. Divide by 3. We get 1. I don't know. This time I'll pick the bottom just because I haven't done that yet. And like I said, we canceled the x's out, so make sure this goes in for y, and I'm going to pick the bottom. Y is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Add 5. X is 7. Like if you're writing questions out, you don't have to put it as an ordered pair. These are the solutions. This is good. Delta math just makes you. So make sure you would put the 7 before the 1. All right. Now, I'm skipping these two. I wanted to go on to one of the harder ones. And this is a medium level question right here. Because negative 8 plus 6, that doesn't cancel. 7 minus 14, that doesn't cancel. I can't just go straight to adding these. We need to get the same number, but with opposite signs, just like negative 1 and positive 1, plus 9 and minus 9. The way we do that is we got to multiply. Now, these are medium ones because you can multiply just one equation to make one of the numbers match, but be opposites. So look, we're multiplying. I cannot multiply 6 by a whole number and get 8. So I don't want to do the x's. Let's look at the y's. Oh, hey, look. It's easy to multiply 7 by 2. Then I'll match. I'll have a positive 14 and a negative 14, and those will cancel out. So if nothing cancels out right from the beginning, you got to do some multiplication. And if you notice, you can turn one number into the other. That's the easiest way to do it. But we got to distribute. 2 times negative 8, negative 16x. 2 times 7, positive 14y, just like I wanted. Whatever we do to one side, we got to do to the other. Bring down that other equation. Now it looks just like the ones we've already done. The positive 14 and the negative 14 cancel right out. Negative 16 plus 6 is negative 10. Negative 8 plus negative 2 is also negative 10. Divide. Negative divided by a negative, positive 1. Now, when you go back to find the other variable, I mean, it's not wrong if you use one of the equations you multiplied, but the original equations will have smaller numbers usually. So we'll go back to the originals here and just pick one. I don't know. We'll pick the top. Doesn't really matter. We just said x is 1. So negative 8 times 1. Copy the rest of it down. Negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. We're going to add 8. Negative 1 plus 8 is 7. Again, this is just a two-step equation. Add 8, then divide. You get 1. Now, if we keep looking through here, I'm gonna skip 7. Number 8. Well, by multiplying with whole numbers, I can't turn an 8 into a 9. I can't turn a 9 into an 8, obviously, either, without using fractions. We don't want to do that. If we look at the y's, this is a 1. I can turn a 1 into a 10 by multiplying by 10. That's pretty easy. But, like I said up here, negative 10. So you got to get the same number, but one positive and one negative. So the easiest thing here, multiply the whole bottom by negative 10. Negative 10 times 8, negative 80. Minus 1 times negative 10, negative 10. Hey, just like I wanted. And that's negative 150. Now my y's cancel right out. 9 minus or 9 plus negative 80, negative 71x. 8 plus negative 150 or 8 minus 150, same thing, negative 142. Divide by negative 71. Ooh, nice. 2. Easy whole number. So now you go back. The bottom equation here has lower numbers. So that's what I'm going to use. Smaller numbers make it a little bit easier. We just said x is 2. So we substitute that in. 8 times 2 is 16. Minus 16 from both sides. Negative 1. Now I'll do one more here. Now, if we take a look at 10, either variable here isn't that bad. I can turn a 1 into a 4 easy, and we already have opposites. I could turn a 4 into a 12 pretty easy, and these are already opposites. It doesn't matter. I could do either one of those. And I've canceled out the y's so far, so this time I'll do x. I want to turn this into a 4, so I'm going to multiply by 4. I'm going to copy the top one down, just bring it down with me. 4 times 1, positive 4x. 4 times 4, 16. 7 times 4, 28. Again, I could have just as easily done the y's. I would have multiplied everything by 3 here to get a 12. It doesn't matter. The only reason I chose x is because so far all we've canceled out for these is the y's. So I did x this time. It doesn't matter. If either variable is easy, either one works. So cancel those out. Negative 12 plus 16, 4. And then negative 12 plus 28, 16. Divide by 4. Y is 4. Go back. I'll pick the bottom one. X plus 16 equals 7. Minus 16. X is negative 9. And Like I said, either variable works. There's more than one way to do these questions. I could have multiplied by 3 instead to cancel the y's. Maybe if we just take a quick look at this one, the easiest way would be to multiply 7 by 2 to get 14. That's the way I would do it. But what we're going to do next week, ones where, like with 5 and 2, I can't turn a 2 into a 5 without using fractions. So if you wanted to cancel the y's here, you'd multiply the top by 2, bottom by 5, and they'd both be 10s. I could have done all these that way. Heck, I could have done these that way by multiplying a whole bunch of numbers. As long as you don't do anything wrong and you still get one to cancel out, it doesn't matter. My advice, though, pick the easiest way. Like here, multiply 7 by 2 to get 14. Hopefully that helps if you were struggling with these.